Well, to say this is fascinating is an understatement. I've worked on 9 presidential campaigns, including the current one. And I think I speak for a lot of people who follow this and have been into it to say that nobody's ever seen anything like the events of the past 4 to 5 days. I mean, we all know that Vice President Biden was seen as down and out. He said that himself. And now it's the greatest comeback since Lazarus. And it's just staggering. Now that with this announcement, there's a 2-person race, of course, Senator Sanders and Vice President Biden. It's going to be a pretty interesting race because the delegate count right now is close, and Mr. Biden is only about a quarter of the way toward the delegate total that is required to win an outright majority at the end of the primaries. But now the prospect for one of them, and I think it'll be Biden, but one doesn't know, winning an outright majority has gone up. Those prospects have gone up because the field is diminished. And I think that's a positive thing. Now, this advantages Biden because I think he would like, and his supporters would like, a head-on-head contest. There's a widespread view, I've expressed that before to you guys, that Senator Sanders is not electable, and that when President Trump drops $1 to $2 billion of opposition research on him if he were to be the nominee and tells the American people exactly what his positions really mean, that he'd be very badly injured. So there's a perception that he's not electable, and there's a perception that Biden is electable. That's debatable, I know. Every other person would have a different view on that, but it's at least a viable proposition. And so I happen to think this is encouraging. Now I'm a Democrat, but I think clarity is encouraging, and a 2-person race is encouraging, and it's a good thing for the party because their points of view are really very different. Whether it's the difference between Biden's proposal on Obamacare, which is to add a public option and build on it, and Sanders' proposal, which is to get rid of it, and so on down the list. I think it's a constructive thing. It's going to be an interesting race. I think Biden will win this race for the nomination, but I wouldn't bet my life.
So how much extra volatility do you think that is injecting on an already very jittery market?
Well, I think part of the market reaction yesterday, Sarah, and now today, we all know it's a very different day in so many ways, was to the Biden, a stunning Biden Super Tuesday victory with a sense of some relief. I mean, whether it's the healthcare side or whatever your example is. So I think that to the greater the extent that Biden is seen as a Democratic nominee, I think investors will be comforted. Now, if I was a Sanders supporter, I would say that's the problem. That's exactly why you should elect Sanders. But nevertheless, that's my view.